What up, guys? Welcome to the Son of Wonder. It has been a hot minute since I hung out with you guys. I have been currently in the process of moving, which a lot of you probably know is a fairly arduous task. But I'm back now to hang out, and we have kicked off a new year with 2023. There is a ton of projects coming out. They're coming out of the woodworks, and especially movies. And there's actually quite a few movies this year that I'm pretty excited for. So I figured I would give you my most anticipated movies of 2023 list just for you guys. These are the movies that I hope to see in the theater and put reviews on the channel just for you guys. So let's conversationalize. Coming in at number 11 is Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Now, a lot of you guys probably know that the Transformers franchise has not had the best track record. Last night almost destroyed me. Like, I didn't even make it through the whole movie watching it. Like, we made it through about over halfway, and it was awful. One of Michael Bay's worst performances. But thankfully this time Michael Bay is not doing this Transformers movie, and I've heard Bumblebee is pretty good. Still haven't seen it yet. Probably should before I watch this one. But the trailer actually for Rise of the Beast won me over. It's got the classic Transformers action, which was like one of the only things that Michael Bay was good at for his Transformers movies, was that Transformers action, making the robots look so real. It's got some intrigue with like the ape, the Optimus Primal is his name, and then the Cheetor. I'm actually familiar with the characters in this movie because I watched the 90s cartoon series of Transformers called Transformers Beast Wars. I had binge watched that series like in 2012, so I'm familiar with some of the characters in this movie, and I'm pretty excited for it. Even though Transformers hasn't had the best track record, I'm still excited to give it a chance and see what they got in store for us. Number 10, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Now, the first Shazam movie for me is kind of a 50-50. I love the Zachary Levi parts as Shazam. I think he does a great job of playing an energetic, childlike person. And he's very funny. He's a very funny guy. I think the family stuff, I think it works all right. I think, plenty of lighthearted moments in that movie. And then we get to demons. Very ugly, disgusting, brutally killing demons. Don't know what the director and writers were thinking when they decided to mash those two things together. Family fun, superhero family fun, and then demons. Like hardcore demons. I don't get it. So the first movie is a little mixed. This second movie, though, I'm pretty excited about, mainly because, again, the trailer. A lot of these movies are because the trailers I thought were really good. The people in the marketing jobs really do a great job of enticing you, at least for me they do. And so Shazam! Fury of the Gods looks more like what I loved about the first movie in the family fun stuff. More of that and less of horror movie demon monsters. So if they can give me more family fun stuff, more Zachary Levi funny moments, I laughed a lot in the trailer. If they can give me more of that, I'm game. Coming in at number 9, a movie called 65. Now, this movie I only found out about very recently that it even existed and was even coming out. But my friend showed me the trailer, he told me about the premise, and it looks awesome. It looks right up my alley. Adam Driver, which I love Adam Driver as an actor, is the lead in this movie. He's taking care of this young girl on an alien planet after he crash landed there that is filled with dinosaurs. Essentially, it's The Martian mixed with Jurassic Park. Even one of the posters is very reminiscent of Jurassic Park. Do I care? No. I think this movie is going to be great because it's written by the same people who wrote A Quiet Place, and that's one of my favorite scary movies. I haven't seen a lot of scary movies, but that's one of my favorites. And this movie looks thrilling. It looks like it got the scares just right, the intensity and the emotion. I think Adam Driver is a great actor, so I'm just looking forward to all of these things coming together, and I really want to catch this one in theater because it's like a diamond in the rough. Didn't even know it existed, but I really want to watch it. Number 8, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Oh boy. Now, Hollywood does not have the best track record when it comes to translating things from games or things from books into movies as of late. Used to, they had a pretty good one, but as of late, they, kind of been lacking. I like the first Sonic movie, so that kind of gives me hope for this one. I was in for the first trailer, the second trailer, maybe a little bit more skeptical. But I'm cautiously optimistic. I need this movie. I need them to nail it because this is something that you cannot mess up. I mean, it's Mario. He's a character in pop culture that's been around for like ages. Everyone has played the game. Everyone has played Mario and heard him do the just like that, just like my phenomenal impressions. Yeah, I need them to nail this one because, again, if they mess this up, then that would bode so poorly for any of the other franchises that they try to tackle. The bottom line is, I'm looking forward to it. I don't mind Chris Pratt as Mario, and I am super excited for a full Jack Black performance as Bowser. I think that was phenomenal casting, and the movie does, from the trailers, looks like it gives all of the Mario-isms. You got Donkey Kong, you got Mario in the cart. So again, delivered it well, just like the games. Hold to the actual story of the game and the way the things in the game work. I'm game once again. Coming in at number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This movie, it would never have not ended up on this list. I mean, it always had to. Funnily enough, with the Guardians track record, I love the first one. It's on my top 10 MCU movies. I absolutely adore the first one. The second one could not have fallen, the apple could not have fallen further from the tree for me. Just couldn't have. But the third one, again, I am cautiously optimistic. I think the trailer has a lot of heart. Surprisingly, a lot of big emotions that, the Guardians franchise usually focus on comedy. But one of the things that the first one did so well was blending the emotion with the comedy so the comedy can come naturally. That's exactly what I'm hoping this movie can do. They kind of lost a lot of that with the second Guardians, but I'm hoping this Guardians movie can get right back to it, right back to the way they were before, and just nail that comedy emotion balance. And maybe even give some more emotion than even the first one had, because I mean, it looks like a lot more of a serious tale than the previous Guardians outings. The holiday special was kind of right in the middle for me. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. You got the High Evolutionary as the bad guy, who I'm actually familiar with from some of the Marvel cartoons that I've watched, and so I'm excited to see him on screen. I'm especially excited to see Adam Warlock on screen. And again, if they can just balance that seriousness with that comedy, I am totally down. Number 6, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The trailer for this movie, I think, did a great job of winning everybody over. It's wacky and weird, but still is consistent with the Ant-Man characters to this point. They're still them. They're still them. They haven't changed anything about them, but they're put in this crazy world that we barely know anything about, other than that it's weird. Obviously, Kang is the bad guy. We're going to get the first official debut of Kang the Conqueror in the MCU in this movie, and this will probably dictate a lot of what we're going to get later in the MCU from this point, because Kang is going to be the main villain for the entire multiverse saga. And this is the first movie that really reveals that. So this movie's got a lot riding on it, and I think it's an interesting idea for Michelle Pfeiffer's Wasp, or former Wasp, older Wasp, to already have known about Kang, but just not told her daughter or Cassie or Scott or anybody, and just kept that a secret during her time in the quantum realm. I think that's an interesting idea. Bill Murray's in it, and that's always a win. I'm especially excited because this is the movie closest to releasing, and I will hopefully be able to go to the theater to check that out for you guys to do a review on it. And I'm hoping that this will revive the MCU again, bring back good movies and not ones that are garbage. Too many garbage movies lately, too many garbage shows. I'm tired of it, I'm sick of it, I don't want it anymore. Good movies, good shows, do it now! Ah! All right, number 5, this is a special one for me. Oppenheimer. The biggest Christopher Nolan fan on earth is probably me. I love Christopher Nolan. I love everything about what he does in his movies. I love all of the work of his that I've seen. Everything is just coup de grace. It is incredible. Dunkirk, phenomenal war movie. Tenet, phenomenal espionage thriller movie. Inception, phenomenal heist, dream, whatever movie. Interstellar, phenomenal space movie. The Dark Knight trilogy will forever be the best Batman movies of all time. The only movie in the trilogy that I can see getting beat is Batman Begins, and for me, that has not happened yet. So Oppenheimer is the next movie in Christopher Nolan's roster, coming out in 2023. It's about the guy who created the nuclear bomb. It's a biopic. And now, when it comes to Christopher Nolan, I probably would be interested in something that he did, like, that was more action-y or had more involved in it than a biopic. But again, he has the golden touch. He's kind of like Dave Filoni for Star Wars, except he's like for everything. So anything he touches and anything he writes, any story he tells, I trust that he's going to turn that thing into gold and just make you invested, make you enthralled, and make you wonder at the end of the movie what the mess just happened, and that movie was flipping amazing, which is always what happens. One of my favorite movie twists of all time is The Prestige. The end of that one is insane. I won't spoil it for you guys because you need to watch it. But again, this movie, even if it is a biopic, which I'm okay with biopics, I like biopics, I loved Elvis, I am really excited to see what Nolan can do with the story of the guy who invented such a terrible device and destroying the world kind of device. So I think he's got a lot. I think there's a lot going for this movie. I also think Cillian Murphy in the lead of a Christopher Nolan movie is something I'm really excited for, and something we haven't seen before, is him being the main lead. And I love that guy as an actor. He's great. Great actor, great scarecrow. So I am thrilled and elated, and I know this movie's going to be great. Number 4, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Now, this might be a hot take, but the first Aquaman movie for me is one of my favorite superhero movies. It's one of those movies, I don't know if you guys have these kind of movies, but it's one of those movies for me that I'm just glad it exists. I am thrilled to, every time I think about that movie, to think, that movie exists. That movie has this part in it, that part in it, and I love everything about that movie. And so, being such a big fan of the first Aquaman movie, I obviously am going to be insanely excited for the sequel to that movie. Some of the plot points that they've addressed about the movie, little details they've hinted at, I'm pretty excited for. I'm really thrilled that Black Manta is going to be the main villain of this movie and not the side villain. He was great as a side villain. I loved his character, what they did with him in the first Aquaman, and so now to get to have him in the full limelight as the main bad guy of this movie, could not be more over the moon for. As well as I've heard that it might be like a sort of buddy and cop movie with Aquaman and Orm like teaming up, looking for something, and that idea also really intrigues me. I've never really seen, in any of the Aquaman stories I've never really seen Orm and Aquaman get over their differences after they've battled and team up to try to accomplish something. So that I'm very much going to see. I'm excited to see their brotherly bond and see how that all works. So yeah, there's a lot. I'm riding high for this movie. Number 3, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. I am a massive fan of all of the Mission Impossible movies to date. I even like the second one. It's probably my least favorite of all the movies, but I like the second one okay. And the ones they've made since, like Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout, I mean, those movies, I don't know any other franchise where the distant sequels are the best ones of the franchise. And that is exactly the case with these movies. Tom Cruise just keeps upping the ante of the stunts that he's doing. I mean, the Burj Khalifa was nuts by itself, and then he decided to, I'm just gonna ride outside the plane and hang on to the door of the plane as it's flying. That's a great idea. Totally not dangerous whatsoever. Fallout. I'm gonna get on a helicopter and then almost die several times trying to climb up it. That's great. That's awesome. Fantastic. And then in this movie, he has a giant ramp that they tested 15 billion times to get it right for him jumping a motorcycle off said ramp and parachuting after he's fallen. Please watch the behind the scenes video for that scene. They've already released like a video for it explaining how they did it, and it is insane. All it does is just show how dedicated Tom Cruise is to the craft of filmmaking and the craft of entertaining his audience. And that could not have been more conveyed in Top Gun Maverick. That was by far the best movie of 2022. And it's very possible that Dead Reckoning could be the best movie of 2023. Tom Cruise, again, he kind of has the golden touch. Number 2, The Flash. Now, I realize there's a lot of controversy surrounding this movie, mainly because of Ezra Miller and all the unfortunate things that he's done that have been quite terrible, as I've heard. And I realize that a lot of people don't want to see it because they want Ezra Miller to be fired for the things he's done. I am one of those people who tries to disassociate the actors and their personal lives, if they're like bad or have blemishes on their records, from the actual movie. I still can enjoy a movie even if I know it has actors that don't have the greatest reputations. So I'm still very excited for this movie. As you can tell, it's on my number 2, most anticipated movies of the year. And the first trailer came out like in 2021. We've been waiting that long. They keep pushing back the release date. Same for Aquaman. But still, though, my excitement has just remained because bringing back Michael Keaton as Batman is such a cool idea. He's not even my favorite Batman, but I'm still excited for him to bring back. I think it's very interesting to take the entire world of Keaton Batman and have Flash go there. Flash is probably one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe. And I'm excited to see him get some more recognition. He's probably one of my favorite, up there superheroes just because of the insane power level that he has. I mean, when you can accidentally create an alternate universe by going too fast, you're insanely powerful. And it seems like they might be taking a few things from the Flashpoint storyline, not really sure, but there's so much mystery surrounding this movie and not a lot known about it, so I'm excited to see what the surprises they have in store for us. And, Batman, multiple Batman, even with Ben Affleck teaming up with the Flash, so that's always exciting. I am very thrilled. But coming in at number 1, my most anticipated movie of the entire year might surprise you guys, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now, I would like to be clear. This is the movie, out of all the movies in 2023, that I want the most to be excellent. This is the movie. Nothing would thrill me more than this movie being one of the best in the Indiana Jones franchise. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was not great, as a lot of you already know. I'm not even really a fan of Temple of Doom. It's kind of gross. There's a lot of gross moments. The main movie in Indiana Jones that got me riding high for Indiana Jones, ever since I watched it, was Last Crusade. It's by far my favorite Indiana Jones movie, probably my favorite adventure movie. Sean Connery adds so much to that movie, and Harrison Ford's already great, so it's just a match made in heaven. And I'm really hoping that some of that adventure magic that was in that movie, as well as in Raiders of the Lost Ark, transfers to this movie, and is really what this movie is all about. It's just the adventure and the thrill of looking for this, this crazy thing that they need to find. I don't even know what the Dial of Destiny is, but I'm excited to see what it is. The trailer, again, this is the movie that the trailer won me over. You got the narration of, I don't remember the character's name nor the actors. I know it's the guy who plays Gimli in the Lord of the Rings movies. His character from the previous Indiana Jones movies is in this new movie. And his narration in the beginning of the trailer talking about how he misses the sea and he misses the desert and he misses waking up every morning waiting for the next adventure. That really tugs on my heartstrings because I love adventure too, and movies about adventure, I'm always going to be game for if they're not too weird or creepy. But the trailer by itself does look like it hit all the right Indiana Jones notes. And I need them to have a good message in this movie. Whatever they find, whatever their adventure entails, I need this movie to, send a good message out there to people, something that's hopeful, something that's actually the truth and not what so much of Hollywood's trying to say is the truth these days. Their truth, the only truth is biblical truth. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I'm a Christian, so that's the truth that I follow. And the truth that I believe is actually truth. And I'm hoping this movie can deliver even that. I mean, previous Indiana Jones movies, they were largely about the Bible and the different artifacts inside of it, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Ark of the Covenant. Last Crusade, they were looking for the Holy Grail, the cup that Jesus drank from when he was on the cross. And so it has those Christian themes inside those movies, and I'm hoping that this movie will be no different, which is why those movies are so great, which is why this movie is going to be awesome. That is my most anticipated movies list of 2023. I'm excited for a lot of these coming out. I guess a few honorable mentions would be, I haven't seen any of the John Wick movies, but I desperately want to because I love Keanu Reeves, and John Wick 4 does look pretty good. Probably won't see it in theater though because I have a problem with F-bombs, and I have a feeling that's going to be quite prevalent in that movie, and so I'll have to filter it. Also, if you're wondering what some of my most anticipated TV shows are, I have a very simple answer for you. Most of the Star Wars shows, most of the MCU shows. Secret Invasion, Loki Season 2, Echo's kind of intriguing. You also got X-Men 97, which, that's been kind of excited for that one. Star Wars shows, Bad Batch, Mando, Ahsoka, even Skeleton Crew. I'm game for all of them. So yeah, right there, those are my most anticipated TV shows. But thank you guys for watching my lists. I hope to make a lot more for you in the future, a lot more reviews this year. I'm really hoping to spark up the channel, increase the quality, and make some more quality content for you guys. So thank you guys for watching The Son of Wonder. Have a very blessed day. May the Lord be with you. May the Force be with you. Goodbye. And that's a wrap.